Okay, so we are back today at Inland Ground. Today is Wednesday. We got Night Riders captain name
Sure.
Shual, and we have St. John's captain name Sam. Toss has been awarded to Night Riders because they have full 7 players, and St. John doesn't. So you got the toss, sir. What you elected to do
We're
first?
going to bat first.
So Night Rider won the toss and they elected to bat first. We'll see you at 6 p.m. Thank you. All the best, sir.
Hello and warm welcome, everybody. My name is Anand. I'm your guest commentator, just sitting until Sandeep joins us here in the combox. But the news from the middle was that the Knight Riders won the toss and have elected to bat. They were awarded the toss because the St. John's team was short of players at the time of during the toss. Here is what the squads look like for both these teams. And we'll bring you the matchup when it's all available and ready to go. But Mohammad Waqas, Ajaz, Uddin Ahmad, Khayyam Umar, Malik Hasib, Anwar Arslan, Ali Khan, Bilal Munir, Jalaluddin, Asmat Khan, Kamaluddin, and Shawal Khan, the captain for the Knight Riders. And the St. John's, how they will look here this afternoon. Iqbal Sandhu, Abhishek Dutta, Ani Mehra, fantastic batter last few weeks ago. He scored 175. We'll see what he can produce here tonight. Navneet Kumar Takar, Amri Gotra, Hussain Raza, Sajid, Aryan Sharma, Kiran Pal Sidhu, Gilwakar Ahmed, Harmanpreet Singh, and Prabhasish Raina. And the points table, let's take a look at them as well. St. John's sitting at third in the table with 4 wins, 2 losses, and no games affected by rain or no result for them. And then on the other end, Glamour Knights, 1 win, 4 losses, and 1 no result. They're looking to climb up the table tonight. So we'll step aside and we'll bring you action closer to 6 o'clock when they are ready. And when Sandeep sir joins us here in the Combox. You're watching live on 22 Yachts Network. Thanks to our sponsors, Sherbon, Real Food, Real Flavor Juices. And if you haven't already, like, share and subscribe to our channel. You will not miss any action. And then OP Lawyers, Imtiaz Hafiz, your representative. And then Power Physiotherapy for your sports injury needs. So we'll be back. Don't go anywhere. You're just watching the beginning of the Glenmore Knights taking on the St. John's. Right here live from the Inland Cricket Ground.
Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the live telecast of the Elite T20 weeknight game between the Knight Riders and St. John's 1. Knight Riders won the toss, elected to bat, and first over in progress. First ball, wide, signaled. Mohammed and Imaduddin and Mohammed, the regular openers, opening for Knight Riders. Mohammed Waqas starting the operations for St. John's 1. Gets swing early on, just regular seam up bowling. See there, appreciable swing. For Waqar. For an experienced campaigner, got about 120 wickets. Good ball there. Well played by Waqas. Waqas is an aggressive batsman. He's got very strong leg side shots. There's a no ball there. Overstepping. And a free hit for Waqas to open his account. Let's see what he is able to do with this one. This one is being hit straight to the fielder, long on, couple of bounces. Very warm here in Calgary for past 4 or 5 days. The temperature is hitting 32, 33 degrees centigrade, which is quite high in this part of the world. Slow one. That's really well bowled there by Gil Waqar. Kept on waiting for the ball. Imaduddin felt like never arrived at the ball. In the end, just watch the ball going through the keeper's hands. Hit the pads there, wanting to heave it over mid-wicket, beaten with the swing. Good first over by Gil Waqar. In this game, a lot of stress is made on speed of the bowlers, but if you get the line and the length right, you are able to move the ball in the air and off the seam and still pose difficulties to the batsman. Yes, it's difficult to get away with the speed factor. The same thing is bowled with higher speed. It becomes a little more difficult than it is with the similar type of bowling otherwise. But there is an example of speed is not everything. In today's world, the reverse swing factor coming in. Harmanpreet starting his first over has been driven to mid-off by Mohammed Waqas, who opens his no, he moves to 2. He already opened his account on the no ball in the previous over. Pardon me. with the one side of the ball roughing and the ball reversing. The speed becomes lethal at that point. So everything has a place. As we see Harmanpreet, Imad throwing a kitchen sink at that, makes no connection whatsoever. Five for no loss. The Knight Riders, who haven't had the greatest season so far this year, won the toss, selected to bat. Second over in progress. Harman, this one has been picked up handsomely over the sweeper cover boundary for a 6. First maximum from the bat of Imaduddin. Lent into that. Cleared away from his body, but got all of it from the middle of the bat. The ball did move in the air, but he had that covered. Quite breezy. As you can see, the shirts moving. First 6 of the innings. This telecast is brought to you by 22 Yards Network. Harmanpreet. Good comeback there for Harman. Bowling the hard length. Straight into the body. Imad defending Waqas, gesturing to Imad that could have hit that, but was a good ball. Driven. Some protection there. Takes a single that brings Mohammad Waqas onto the strike. Very strong on the mid wicket in cow corner area, Waqas. Picks up length beautifully. Harman outside the off stump, keeping it away from that leg side shot. And you can see Waqas kind of practicing that. These players play against each other quite a bit, know their strengths. And one of the examples there, Harman keeping that ball outside the off and inviting Waqas to do something unusual there. Waqas not falling for the trap. Well bowled and well batted as well. As we see Gilwakar ready to bowl the third over of the innings and his second. As Imad took some time to get ready. Good ball again. Imagine that swing with speed, Anand. Would be difficult to get away with. Wide ball there. Should be a couple of runs there. Gets 2. Imad moves to 10 with the help of 1-6. Oh, this time a little bit quicker. Beaten there. All hands up. Imaduddin. Back to live action. No ball again. Was that an edge? Overstepping there. Slower one has been dispatched over cow corner. Fielder gets around it from the mid-wicket boundary. Keeps it to a single. Brings Mohammad Waqas to the strike. Let's see what he's able to do with the ball moving so much. Some adjustments in the field. Waqas making sure he knows where the fielder is placed. As Gilbakar. Oh, that is so lucky. That's cleverly bowled. Very cleverly bowled. Slowed down a bit. Held the ball. There you see, rolling the fingers. Beating both the batsman and the keeper in the process. That's great bowling from Gilbakar. Very lucky to get away with that one, Imad. End of a good over. Another good over from Gilbakar. some technical glitch, but the good news is we are back. 4 overs have been bowled in the power play. Knight Riders won the toss. For the benefit of those who joined us late, Knight Riders won the toss, elected to bat first, and they are 24 for no loss in 4 overs. And Gilwakar has been bowling brilliantly. He is in midst of a brilliant spell here. He's got a lot of movement in the first 2 overs. It's been troubling Mohammad Waqas quite a bit with his swing. Waqas having no idea at the moment how to deal with the swing of the ball. Imad walking down the pitch and trying to talk to his partner, probably giving him some tips. On a couple of occasions, Waqas should have been back to the hut. Slow one again. He is mixing his variations brilliantly here. Bowling the quicker ones, moving the ball in the air, bringing it back, taking it away. Mixed bag of tricks. This one, quicker one, should have been taken by the keeper, although it was not a catch. Probably got blindsided. Really lucky there. Such a cruel game. Another day that would have crashed into the stumps.
Okay, I changed the ports now. I think it's.
Apologies once again. The system seems to be playing a little bit. And as expected, Gilwakar is going to bowl the final over of his spell. It's been brilliant. More than brilliant, I would say. Waqas is a dangerous batsman and he's been able to keep him quiet. In fact, Waqas survived 2 or 3 close calls. On another day, he would have been back in the hut. This one outside the leg stump. We'll have to wait and watch if that is a leg bye. It is. Knight Riders 38 for no loss. Last over, Imaduddin was able to get some couple of boundaries. Gilwakar. Another dot ball. Three overs, 3 balls left in the spell. Fuller one. Hit towards the mid-wicket area where the fielder comes in from deep. Restricts the batsman to a single. Imaduddin moves to 28. Waqas struggling in this inning so far. 5 of 15. But he has the game to come back. And this one, as I was saying, hit over. That's the first maximum from his bat. That should give him a boost. Score moves over to 46. Last ball of the 7th over. This one hit towards long off. There should be a couple of runs. End of the spell. One more ball. It's a no ball as well. He's bowled quite few no balls in the spell, and barring that, his spell has been wonderful. There you can see, missed again. Not happy, Waqas, for missing that free hit. 46, 49 in the seventh end of 7th overs here. New over. Prabasis, another good spinner. Straight to the fielder at long on. Gets a single. Imad puts that away to sweep a cover, gets a single. 50 up for Knight Riders, 52 for no loss. 8th over in progress. Brings Wakas to the strike. Goes to the back foot. Gently plays the ball towards point. No addition to the score. Beaten there. Wanting to run the ball to short third man. Doesn't connect. Score remains on 52. 52 for no loss. End of 8 overs. But you have a call. To bowl the next over. Hit towards mid wicket, gets a single. Hit towards the mid wicket square leg area, gets 4. Wakas getting into action now. Kiran Pal. Hit and a miss. But gets a bye. Driven sweetly, hit the palm of the fielder at short cover. Took the sting out of the shot. Gets a couple. Up in the air, but away from the fielder. Imaduddin throwing a kitchen sink at that. Gets the top edge. Hits the helmet there. Is there 5 penalty runs? 5 penalty runs given. The ball hitting the helmet while coming back to the keeper. Unfortunate there. Upside the off stump, moves away, trying to make room, makes no connection. End of the over. Expensive one to start with. Prabhasis has been hit over the mid-wicket boundary for a maximum. Huge hit there from Mohammad Waqas. Bowling right into the area where he likes it. And takes no time, Mohammad Waqas, to hit it. That's a strong area. And he doesn't miss many there. He will hit you out of the boundary all day long if you provide him that length. .75 now, Knight Riders. This one again has been hit. Let's see. Gets a maximum. Mohammad Waqas getting into the groove now. The fielder getting a hand there, but maybe outside the boundary line. This one hit towards the long off area. That's a misfield. Another boundary. 85 for no loss now. Poor fielding there. Prabasis taking some stick there from Mohammad Waqas. Another one hit towards the long off. Single. Brings back Imaduddin now. Mohammad Waqas taking over Imad. Rare dot ball there. Expensive over so far from Prabasis. Lot many times we see left-handers doing well against right-handers. End of the over. Kiran Pal starting his second over, bowling around the stumps, trying to create that angle. Kiran Pal looking at the umpire, hit the pad. .86 for no loss. 11th over in progress. Bowls from the corner of the crease, hit brilliantly by Waqas, picks that up, over long off for a maximum. Moves to 43. Shortening the length there, hit towards short mid wicket, gets a single, moves to 44. The team score moves to 93. 10.5 overs bowled. Up in there, full shot. Here's Kiranpal. Wakas misses that. Wasn't the slot for him. Short of length has been dispatched with disdain by Wakas. That should be his 50. I was telling you earlier, he was struggling quite a lot, but I did tell you that he has in him to get back into the game. Is he acknowledging the appreciation of his teammates? He was 5 of 15. In next 15 balls, he hit 45. He did get troubled by Gilwakar. Had no idea how to get away, Gilwakar, but since then he has been the center of the attraction in this game. As we see Aryan coming to the attack, angling the ball across the right-hander. 296 wickets to his name. Angling it across as well, but this one has been picked up. Gets a boundary. Imad moves to 40. 104. A century stand for Imad and Wakas. Imad not ready. Aryan having to go back to the top of his mark. 104 of 68 balls. This one driven again in the same direction, but fielder is able to cut that off. Wakas having a look at the field, getting ready to face Aryan. Slower one, nudged around the corner. Should be a couple, maybe they will be satisfied with one. They do take only one. Fielder from deep square came in quickly running, prevented the second one. Aryan Sharma, left arm over the stumps. Oh wow, that is a shot and a half. We've seen something brilliant here. Even he cannot believe that he executed that. He wanted to hit that a little more squarer, but got a boundary all the power that he used in this shot, and the wind helped him as well. Up in the air, falls a little short of the fielder. Gets a single. Goes to 45, 46. Maduddin now. Nelson, 1-1-1 for no loss at the end of 12th over. It's a bowling change. Kiranpal comes off. Honey starting his first over, 13th of innings. Imad missing that. Short of length, pulled the length back. Imad walking in. Another miss. They got wickets in hand. So Imad wanting to maximize. Sometime eagerness doesn't help. Can understand the intent, but if you just want to close your eyes and hit, a lot many times you don't make the connection. Driven to get a single. Gives a strike back to Waqas, who completed his half century. Fresh pair of gloves being requested by Imaduddin. Honey hit straight into the hand. Should have been taken there. He misjudged that. Ended up giving a boundary. It did go straight in this direction, but he misjudged the flight of the ball. You can see there, he waited too long to come to that ball. Ended up giving a boundary. $116 for no loss. Here's Honey. Good ball there. Got beaten there. Change of pace. End of an over. 6 coming from it. 117, 13 overs bowled. Aryan driven, does well to get a hand to that. Dot ball. Hit and a miss. Wakas favoring his strong area but couldn't connect. Up in the air, this should be taken, and it is. First wicket down. Wakas caught at deep mid wicket of the bowling of Aryan Sharma. Good catch there. It went up. Didn't get the distance. It's quite hot here. Wakas being welcomed back into the dugout. Being appreciated for his knock. Aryan bowls to the new batsman Ali Khan. Opens his account with a single. Angling across, misses that, trying to make room. He slowed down quite a bit, Imaduddin. It's poor wicket keeping. By signal. End of the over. Great comeback there from Aryan. Just 2 runs of that over and a wicket. Went for 10 runs in his first over. 119 for one. 15th over about to start, and Honey over the stumps, driven on the up towards the sweeper cover, gets a single, brings the new batsman Ali Khan onto the strike. Should be a single. Sweeper cover. Hit towards deep square leg, should get a single. Good throw there from the boundary line. 3 singles so far in the over. St. John's won't mind that. A little ebb in the flow of the boundaries post Wakas's departure. Another single. Hit towards the vacant mid-wicket area between the gap. And that is 50 for Imaduddin. 53. Although the strike rate is a little bit on the lower end, just 106. In today's time, 106 strike rate is not extraordinary. Gets a single. Aryan starting the proceedings of the 16th over. Single. Shot on length, hit towards the deep square leg area. Another single. Knight Riders would like some boundaries here. I'm sure Imad will try. There you go. But doesn't get all of it. Timing an issue with that shot. Dropped. Ali Khan wanting to drive that on the up, gets an edge, straight in the keeper's hands, straight out. End of the over from Aryan. Another good over. 1 for 16 in his 3. 1 3 2 for 1. End of 16 overs. Imaduddin needs to up the ante here. He's getting the message from Shawal. Here's the bowling card so far. Gulwakar, none for 22, bowled an excellent spell. Prabhasi took some stick from Wakas. Angling cross. Imaduddin struggling to get boundaries and momentum in the innings. In the second half of this innings, he's not been able to get going. Inside edge towards the final leg area, should get a couple as Aryan fields. Kiran Pal, slow on, good change of pace. Bowling from the corner of the crease, slowing it down. Driven, that should have been stopped by the fielder at short cover. Maybe it was a little bit away from him. Fifth ball of the over. No timing whatsoever. Disappointed there with himself, Ali Khan. Makes some room and puts that away towards the point boundary. Couple of runs. End of the over. Good comeback there from Kiran Pal. Aryan going to bowl his final over. Eighteenth over, just about to begin. 28 degrees C. Over the stumps. Ali Khan puts that away towards mid-wicket. Very well done. Gets a hand there, but cannot prevent the boundary. I thought he stopped the ball initially, but the ball rolling over the boundary after hitting his hand. Great commitment there. Hit towards the same fielder again. Into the sun. Couple. Ali moves to 13. Outside the off stump. Too much room. Dispatch towards the backward point. Just fielded a couple of yards inside the boundary by Honey. Put over the short fine leg fielder there. Gets a boundary. Aryan taking some stick in his final over. 1-5-1 for 1. That's a good score. With 2.5 overs to go, roughly around 2.5 overs to go. Aryan comes in once again. Has been hit again towards the deep square leg area. Another boundary here. Ali getting into the act. Well, the length is the problem here. Aryan has to adjust the length. Field being adjusted. Aryan coming around the stumps now. Hit in air towards long off. One bounce. Brings Imaduddin in the strike, but I think that's the end of the over, so Ali Khan will retain the strike. Expensive over. 17 of that over from Aryan. He had given only 16 in his 3. The last one going for 17. 3 boundaries in that over. Kiran Pal is going to bowl the 19th over of the innings. We'll have to see who bowls the last over. Probably Honey. Ali Khan ready to face. It's been hit up in the air. Maximum over deep square leg boundary. That went over the deep square leg boundary's head. It's poor bowling from the St. John's. They're bowling right into the areas where the Knight Rider batsmen like. Ali moves up to 30 of 16 balls. 162 now. The Knight Riders, 11 legal deliveries remaining in the innings. Oh my God. Should be a single, but they go for the second one. That's great running. Ali pushing him out. Who's been there for the beginning. So a little bit of tired legs, I'm sure. Imaduddin. Ali taking up the mantle. Kiran driven straight to the short extra cover, and the fielder again hit on the hand. The same hand, he got injured. I think there's some trouble for the fielder there. I hope it's not too bad. Looks like injury. Is that Gilwakar? Looks like Gilwakar. Would be a huge loss for St. John's if his right hand is hurt. Bit of stoppage here. Not happy for sure. He's walking off. Looks like it's not Gilwakar for sure. Being attended to. Probably some taping. So St. John's will have to field with 10 men apparently. They don't have a substitute present on the ground. And Ali Khan hits that one towards the backward point area. A fielder gets to the ball, couple of runs. Oh, comedy of errors. Misfield, running between the wickets. Batsmen hitting each other. Things happening here in the center. .31 so far in this over. Last ball, left alone. They thought it's a wide. End of the over. 168 for 1. Hit up in the air. Falls in no man's land. Last over begins with a couple of runs. Harmanpreet. Stumping. Gone there, Imad. Second wicket down. Misses that completely. End of a rather sluggish innings. Hit straight the ground. One bounce. Gets a single. Anwar Arslan. Short ball. Hit over the point. Couple of runs. They take a quick third one. Waiting there. Bowler is not happy. Rightly so. Wide signals. Should be an edge, couple of runs. Opportunity for run out. Poor wicket keeping. Last ball of the innings. Should be a couple to end the innings with. Oh, they restrict them to one. $178 for two. End of the innings. 179 needed by St. John's. Ali Khan not out 38, Arsalan not out 4, 64 for Imaduddin, 56 Waqas. St. John's Gulwakar none for 22, Harmanpreet 1 for 35, Prabhasis none for 20 of 2, Kiran Pal going for plenty, none for 44, Aryan 1 for 33, Honey 2 overs, 15 runs, fall of wickets, 1 for 117, second for 170. As the match summary so far, 179, St. John's 1 need from 20 overs. We take a break here. We'll bring you the second half of the innings. Here we go. The chase is about to begin. And Kamaluddin will start the operations, bowling to Abhishek. And Honey are the openers. Honey taking the strike. Kamal is a tall bowler, gets bounced, likes to keep the ball nice and straight, bowls back of length. This one, good length delivery, goes to the gully, backward point area. 2 dots to start with from Kamaluddin. Jalal, the wicket keeper. Ali Khan at first slip. Right arm over the stumps. Width, head towards the fielder who drops the catch. Should have been taken. Disappointment all around. The Knight Riders team. Straight in, straight out. Guess he was not ready for that. First runs for Knight Riders. Should have been a wicket though. Swing. Two balls to go. Picked up, beautiful shot off his feet. 4 runs, I guess. 6 signal. Straying a little bit on the leg. Full picked up beautifully there by Abhishek. First maximum of St. John's innings. Shouts of catch it. Goes in the vacant area. Another boundary here. Hands on the hips. Kamaluddin not happy. Six and a 4 to follow with in the last 2 balls. As we see Shawal Khan taking mark. He will be bowling to Honey. He's a bit on the quicker side between the 2 bowlers, Kamal and Shawal. Kamal is a tall guy, gets good bounce. Shawal Khan right arm over the stumps. Shot of length and head towards the Backward point boundary for 4 by Honey. It's quite a bit on the shorter side. And wide too. Making full use of that loosener from Shawal Khan. He would like to tighten that length and line too. Again, shorter on the length. He's got a slip in position. Both the bowlers not getting any swing as much as Gilwakar got in the first innings. But if you pitch the ball back of the length, you're not likely to get the swing. The slip coming out, and rightly so. If you have to bowl that length, there's no point having a slip. Misses the run up. Closer to stump. Goes close to stump, and first time I've seen Shawal bowling with a round armish action. I don't know if it's me only, but I certainly found that the way he delivered that ball was not the way he regularly delivers the ball, so maybe some trick. He gets in the middle of the bat. Wakas cannot prevent the boundary. Got some swing there. Pitched up the ball. It was too full in the slot. Honey leant into it. Went over the head of Wakas. It was a good 15 meters inside the boundary line. Single straight to Wakas at mid-on. Wakas is dropping down to long on for Abhishek, right onto the boundary line now. Last ball of the over. Shawal outside the off stump, wide given. One more time in the over. Full toss. Straight to the short cover fielder. 21 for no loss at the end of second over. St. John's would be happy with that start. They're chasing 179 to win the game. Still a long way away. Driven past the umpire. Will be cut off, though. Gets a single. Honey. Moves up to 11. Abhishek batting on 10. Hit over. Another maximum there from Abhishek. A similar looking shot, but a little bit more finer than the previous shot in the previous over of Kamaluddin. Went high up in the air and far away. A good 15 meters over the boundary line. The wind probably helping. Thick outside edge towards short third man. Waqas Fields cannot prevent a single though. Bowled him. Gets his man. Honey, clean bowl. First wicket down for St. John's. Full ball. You miss and I hit. First loss for St. John's here. Kamal getting some treatment from Abhishek. Picks up a wicket. $28 for 1 now. 29 for 1. Navneet, the next batsman, pushes it towards cover. No run. 2 balls to go. Full. Defended towards Shawal at cover. no runs. Good comeback there from Kamal. A wicket in that over. Score stays at 29 for 1. $150 is what is required by St. John's 1 from here on. From 102 balls wide. Abhishek giving the charge. String down the leg, Shawal. Swing going towards the leg side, and swing would have taken that down the leg side. Surely missing. Every bowler, when he hits the pad, feels like it's a plumb LBW. And every time a batsman is given out, LBW thinks that he was not out. It might sound exaggerated, but that's how it goes. Swing he's getting now swing now. Because he's bowling full. The first over he was short on the length, making some amends here, Shawal. .148 needed of 100 balls. 8.88 is the required run rate as Shawal comes in once again. Outside edge, and that's gone. Navneet Kumar is out on a duck. Wanted to hit it towards the onside. Got an outside edge. The fielder at gully makes no mistake. End of a brief stay for Navneet. Second wicket down here for St. John's. Second success here for Knight Riders. Khayyam taking that catch. Shawal picks up a wicket. Bowling a better length here in this over. Exciting weekend coming. As we the smash and grab coming up on Saturday, Sunday and Monday. One of the marquee tournaments being held in Calgary. Rewards up to $50,000 in winning prizes. We certainly hope that you will stay tuned for the live coverage on 22 Yards Network. Good ball there. Really good ball. Misunderstanding. Direct hit might have been tight. Games on Saturday and Sunday with semis on Monday, 2 semis in the final. On Monday, the smash and grab will bring you all the action live. Single there. The games being played at the Martindale ground and the West Winds cricket grounds. Last year's tournament was won by CCA against Kings. Driven straight between the two fielders. Chase. Wakas cuts off the ball and returns it back to Shawal. A couple of runs. End of the over from Shawal. A wicket and 5 runs in this over. Kings had the likes of Shubham Ranjane and Sanjay Krishnamurthy, who are national players for USA. CCA had Kaleem Sana, who represents Canada. It's a very, very closely fought match. We hope to see some exciting encounters. "22 Yards Network" has put up a great team to bring you the live coverage, so stay tuned on Saturday, Sunday and Monday. Folks, please come to the ground, support your teams, make some noise. Kamaluddin beginning his 3rd over outside the off stump. Abhishek not moving his feet at all there. Got stuck to the crease. Tentative movement of the feet, not going forward, not going backward. Was a full delivery by the time he realized and picked up the length. The ball had already passed his bat. This one, a better looking shot, misfielded there in covers, allows Abhishek to take a single. He moves up to 21. Hussain Raza. He's batting on 2. The required run rate now going up to 9.19. Walks down and hits it over the infield. Up and over for a boundary. Good shot there from Abhishek. He's been leading the charge for St. John's 1 here. He would be the key person in St. John's 1. If they have to win this match, he will have to play a significant role. Going onto the back foot and showing full face of the bat. Good bowling there from Kamaluddin. Playing a little bit early there, Hussain. Picked up into the vacant mid-wicket area by Abhishek. Another boundary to his name. 43 for 2. End of 5 overs. 1 over remaining in the power play. Umar, bowling change here. He'll be the one bowling the last over of the power play. Sharply came in after pitching. Hussain is a good bat. More of a cutter. Not ready there, Hussain. Let's see what umpire says. Yep, signals. Dead ball. Hit maximum into the slot, and Hussain got all of it. Up and over. Long on boundary for a 6. A good 65-meter hit. Trying to reverse, switch hit. Misses that completely. Wanting to make maximum use of the last four balls of this power play here. St. John's team 49 for 2. Full toss, gets in thick edge. Should be a boundary. Wanted to play that ball towards the mid-wicket area. Got an outside edge. Got 4, which was his intention to get a boundary. Didn't come the way he wanted to, but will take the runs nonetheless. 50 comes up for St. John's 153 for 2 now. 2 balls remaining in this power play. Let's see what St. John's can do with his 2 balls. Full toss again, driven through the gap. Heavy outfield, stops the ball. Gets a couple. After having a look at the first few balls, Hussain is trying to get going here. Short ball. Takes a single as the ball is fielded by deep square leg. End of the power play. 6 overs done, 56 for 2. $123 runs needed from here on. A lot will depend on these two. Ahead of the curve, the St. John's team. Azmat. Spin being introduced now. Slow leg spin. Bowler. Azmat Khan. Change of fielders. Exchanging positions. Slow one, spun across. Beaten. Abhishek there. Gets a thick outside edge. That's an excellent shot by Hussain. Slog sweep. This is the maximum damage. Hussain quickly moves to 22. Right into the slot there. A good 10 meters away from the boundary line it landed. Takes that on the full, drives it towards long off. Walks through for a single. Azmat. Should be another boundary or a maximum. We'll have to wait and watch. Abhishek walking down and the fielder signaling a 6. Azmat is being taken apart here. 15 from his 5 balls, 2 sixes. Abhishek walking into that shot and placing it over the fielder at fine leg. Outside, the off stump misses. Quickly came back into the crease there, Abhishek. 71 for the loss of 2 wickets. St. John requires another 108 from here to clinch a victory in the Elite T20 weeknight tournament. Calgary and District Cricket League Elite T20 weeknight tournament brought to you by 22 Yards Network. And thanks to our sponsors, Sherborne, OP Lawyers, and Power Physiotherapy and Massage. Umar has been picked up. That's a wonderful shot there from Hussain. Pitched up, a little bit of room, and Hussain lofts that ball in the vacant extra cover area. Starts off with the boundary, pressure on the bowler. Changing the field. Five now on the boundary line. A quicker one, shorter one. Punch towards the point fielder. Run through for a quick single there. More changes in the fielding. Deep square leg falling to deep square leg. Deep mid wicket coming in the circle. This one hit over. Is it going to be a catch? Oh, it's a drop. That should have been taken. I think Kamal has hurt himself. That would be a second injury of the game if he has hurt himself. St. John's are a man down. I think he's rushing to the dugout. Might have damaged his finger there. Let's hope it's not serious. Abhishek gets a life. This one has been hit over the mid-wicket boundary. More of long on than mid-wicket. Exchange of words between the fielder and the bowler. Bowler not happy, but not much Vikas could have done there. 81 for 2, 82 for 2 now. Abhishek batting on 36 and Hussain on 33. Full toss driven towards Waqas, who comes in from the boundary and fields the ball. End of the over, expensive one. 12 runs from it. Still Omar and Waqas exchanging words with each other. Probably Omar wanting Waqas to be more wider at long on, long off. Less than 100 required now by St. John's 1. Both these batsmen are laying a good platform for the chase. Azmat is going to continue his spell. Bowled an expensive first over, but captain showing faith in Azmat. 96 required from 72. The required run rate drops from 9.19 to 8. Courtesy few hits. Slow one. Slipped captain. Knight Riders realizing that they need wickets. Misses. Lucky there. Hussain. Deep square leg. Deep mid wicket. Long on, long off. Should Jalal gets hurt there. Another delay due to injury. It's been one of those days when the ball is finding fingers. Never easy, Anand. These hits on the tips of the fingers.
Yeah, I don't know if the ball is a bit more harder today or maybe thicker, or I don't know if it's maybe the hand that has gotten more hotter and warmer to be able to hold it thoroughly, but looks like we might have a change of wicket-keeper coming up as well.
Looks like he's hurt himself. We might see a change. In keeper. Yes, Jalal is also walking towards the dugout to get attended to his injury. Azmat Khan has come back well in the second over. 3 dots there. And this one is another dot. The captain showing faith in Azmat, and Azmat so far has repaid that faith. 4 dots in this over. Abhishek misses the 5th one as well. Not covering the length, not smothering the spin. This one has been hit, should be a catch. Shawal under it, and he takes the catch, but Shawal is not the one who takes the catch. Abhishek going back to the pavilion, and that is the wicket the Knight Riders were looking for. What a comeback from Azmat. Went for 15 in his first over. Was kept on by the captain, obviously knows his strengths, knows what he can do. And he comes in and bowls a wicket maiden here. Abhishek caught it in the deep for a well-made 37. Third wicket down here for St. John's. Amrit is the new man in. 83 for 3, 9 overs gone. Anwar Aslan has been hit for a boundary on the first ball. By Hussain. Not ready there. Arslan having to pull back. Gets an under edge. Takes a single. Hussain moves up to 38. Gets Amrit on the strike. Who hasn't faced a ball yet. Played towards the vacant short square leg area. Picks up a quick single. Misses everything that ball. By signal. Whoa. That is lucky. Straight to short cover. Short extra cover rather. getting to spin the ball appreciably. Arsalan, 7 of his first. Into the 90s, St. John's 1, 90 for 3. Need 89 from here. From the remaining 10 overs. We are running behind the schedule because of the injuries. Azmat flights it, driven just upish, just away from the fielder at cover. Gets a couple. Hussain moves to 40s, 41 from 21. Wide outside the off stump, should be called a wide. Is a wide. This has been reverse swept. Should be a boundary. It is a boundary. Four more to Hussain Raza. The score moves up to 97 as Waqas gets the ball back. He's been trying that shot for some time now. Makes the connection this time. And the ball comes right towards us. Smooth the slip out and the ball goes in that direction. Takes another single there. Hussain, 98 for 3. 81 required of 57 balls. Missed that ball completely. No movement of the feet. Amrit. It's been driven uppishly over the extra cover area. Gets a boundary. St. John's moves into the hundreds. 102. Placing the ball in that vacant area, eyeing the gap there, Amrit. Drives and goes straight to the fielder. I think Hasib is the fielder there. End of the over. 1 for 27 from his 3 so far, Azwat Khan. 77 needed of 54. Required run rate now 8.56. Should be an exciting encounter from here on. Very few encounters have been exciting in this tournament so far. A lot many one-sided games have been witnessed in this tournament. Arsalan is going to continue to spell his second. A quicker one, shot played towards mid-wicket. Hussain moves up to 47. He needs to get some support from other end. Amrit hits it towards deep mid-wicket. where Hassi fails. Single added to the score. Takes St. John's to 104 for the loss of 3 wickets. Full toss. Should be a single though. Wakas cuts it. Kamal, who injured his finger, is fielding at short mid-wicket. Wasn't too far away from him, but he didn't throw his hand out. Slog. Calls for 2, but decide against it. Amrit sends back Hussain, and wisely so. Straight and a 4. Umar misjudged that. That should have been at least stopped, if not Gordon. Brings up 50 of Hussain. They need a few more of these hits to go over the boundary. .50 from 26. Should be a wide signal. We'll wait and watch if he got some bat to it. Couple of runs, appeal for a run out. Wide signal. 3 wides there. $11 runs so far in this over. Just making back to the crease, Hussain. Ran 2 and the wide makes it 3. Full toss should be a maximum. That's a brilliant hit. Ends the over with a maximum there, Hussain. Was a loose delivery from Marsalan there. Probably that wide playing on his mind. Some drinks being served to the batsman. Expensive over as far as the Knight Riders are concerned. Azmat is going to continue his spell. He'll be bowling his last over. And Amrit is going to be facing him. $119 for 3. 60 needed from 48. Driven towards long off where Shawal is patrolling the boundary. Both the batsmen walk for a single. Another attempt for a reverse sweep. Missing Hussain. Execution is a problem. That shot was on because the ball is way too outside the off stump. This one, lucky to survive. Wanting to heave that ball over into the leg side boundary. Just manages barely to get touched. Somehow, Hussain moves to 59. Spun and just short of Kamal at short third man. One dot. This one has been hit and one bounce. Umar is fielding at deep square leg. Dispatch towards deep mid wicket by Hussain, gets into 60s. End of the spell from Azmat. 1 for 31 off his 4. The target is well within the reach at the moment. One would have to say that St. John's team is in the driver's seat at the moment, but cricket, as we know, is a funny game. A couple of quick wickets changes a lot. For the St. John's one, they would want Hussain to carry on. As we see bowling change, Shawal is going to be back into the attack. Hussain gets his helmet on. Shadows lengthening here as the sun is setting. It's 8:48 p.m. 7 overs to go. 56 needed. The required run rate has been floating between 8 and 9.2. Shawal bowls a full one. Dot ball to begin the spell. Right in the black hole. Somehow dug that out. This one full toss should be cut. No, 4 runs. Knight Riders have to place right fielders on the boundary line. Umar is not very strong on the boundary lines. He's not the quickest. Realizing that a little bit late, because he has been patrolling the boundary line for some time now, and one could visibly see that Umar is a little bit slow. Amrit gets a boundary. Driven towards the long off area for another single. Brings Hussain Raza into strike. Fuller ball, wanting to hit towards the mid-wicket area, gets a thick inside edge. Ball goes towards the square leg area. Hussain picks up another single. Six from the 4 balls in this over. St. John's are managed. 65 not out. Picks up another single, moves to 66. 130. 49 needed of 37. Amrit would want to end this over on a high with a boundary. And Shawal would make every effort to make things difficult for Amrit. Takes it on full, square drives it. Batsman come back for two. End of the over, 132 for three. Amrit batting on 12 of 13, and Hussain has been the aggressor for St. John's 1. Not out on 66 from 34. Equation 47 needed of 36 legal deliveries. We might be seeing a bowling change as Arslan has finished his overs, and we see Malik into the attack, who has been hit towards the sweeper cover for a single. See how Hussain deals with Malik. Should be a stumping. Yes, that is the wicket. For Knight Riders. Amrit running down the pitch, missing by miles, and the keeper doing the job. The important thing for St. John's is that Hussain is still in the middle. Might be a good idea to send an Aryan at this stage, but we see Iqbal Sandhu walking in. Hussain having a word with Iqbal, probably telling him that they can still do it. A wide signal, but stumping as well. So, it's Kiran Pal. I think he's been sent to use the long handle. Drive straight towards Umar at covers. Misses. What an over so far. The pendulum is swinging. That should be another catch. Oh, it is. Kamal takes the catch. Losing their way here, St. John's. Fifth wicket down. He's got an injury in the hand, but he did well to hold on to that catch with the injured hand. Not sure what was the idea of sending Kiran Pal there. Aryan Sharma walks in. He should have come at the fall of last wicket. The fall of fourth wicket, I mean. Single. Opens the account with a single. Malik bowls a good over here. Excellent over. Just 3 off it. Five overs remaining. 44 runs needed. See the worms getting closer. 2 wickets there. The 2 dots, 2 red dots, making a little bit of dent in the chase. They have to bat sensibly here. They have to pick the bowlers. Umar went for stick in this last over. Hit towards Waqas, who drops it and takes it. A blow on his shoulder. That should have been taken. And what's worst is that the ball has gone over the boundary. It's a maximum. That was an easy catch. It went straight into the position where he was positioned, and then there's one more chance for, oh, it was a good chance. Good try there from Momer. Aryan has to bat a little bit more responsibly. .37 from 28. Omar to Hussain. Wide outside the off stump. Cut. And cut well. Couple. Takes Hussain to 69. And St. John's to 144. Reducing the gap. Taking off pace may be a better option. There you go. Nine of the 4 so far. What happened there? I think he hit the keeper's pad. By signaled. Good 2 balls there from Umar. Should have had a wicket of Aryan. Aryan hits it straight down the well cut there. 1 run. Well fielded. Was going fast. A man at the long off boundary extends his hand and manages to stop a certain boundary. Probably the bounce also helping him, but made the effort nonetheless. Malik. Hasib Malik. He's going to bowl to Aryan. Taken on full by Aryan towards the fine leg area. Should be a couple. Aryan moves into the double figures. 11 of 6. 31 now needed from 23. It will be St. John's game to lose from here on. Quicker one. Aryan wanting to cut, misses. Hussain talking to Aryan. Aryan drives it. Sweeper cover. Gets into the action. Only 3 runs off the first 3 balls. This is an important over. This one has been reverse hit, but straight to the fielder, but gets a single though. Hussain moves into 70s, 70 of 39. Driven again, uppishly, and a boundary. That will soothe some nerves in the middle. 25 now from 19. Good contest on hand. Hasib. Ends over with the dot. Not sure what Aryan was trying to attempt there. I think he was trying to run the ball down towards the vacant final leg area. Got the toe end of the bat, I think. 25 runs needed of the last 3 overs. With 5 wickets in hand, should be achievable. They will still have to play well here, St. John's. Shawal. Spin hit. Oh! Just managing to get fingertips to that, Umar. A couple. 2. Hussain brings the target down to 23. That's a great pick there from Hussain. What a shot. And at what stage of the innings? 6. He's batting out of his skin here. Pitched up and picked up beautifully by Hussain. "17 now needed of 16. Hussain has been the pivot of this chase. Was well supported by Abhishek in the beginning. Hey Shawal, once more to Hussain. Wide outside the off stump, slowing down the pace. Manages a single there. Moves up to 79. 16 now needed by St. John's. Ten of the first three. Aryan drives it. Shawal doing some acrobatics. Two balls more in this over. St. John's will want to get a boundary in here. Full toss. Up. And over. 6 signaled by the fielder. Gets them into the striking distance of a victory. Full toss, and Aryan making full use of that. He's played a good hand here for St. John's. 10 needed of 13 balls. Last ball of the over. Slower one. Hit towards mid-wicket. Should be a single. Kamal. That is not Ali Khan, that was Shawal who was bowling. Scorers need to get that right. 9 runs required of the 2 overs. Pretty much St. John's game. And what a hand Hussain Raza has played. Light fading now. Kamaluddin is going to bowl the 19th over. He's not got many to defend. Expensive last over. 16 of it. Here is Kamal bowling to Aryan outside the off stump full, wanting to play towards the third man area. Doesn't make contact. A game of singles here for St. John's. They don't need to do anything extraordinary. Kamal comes in. Aryan drives towards long off. Shawal fields and brings the ball back to Kamaluddin. Two shots can be the victory. This one cut. Wakas does the fielding. It's short third man. Takes Hussain to 80. Outside the off stump cut, straight into the fielder's hand. Didn't get the middle of the bat, hitting the toe end. 2 balls in this over. Driven, Umar gets a hand to it. Enough time for the batsman to run through for a single. Brings Hussain into the strike. Flicked off his pads. Gets a couple. Moves to 82. 4 runs required in the last over. We'll have to wait and watch. See who bowls the last over. Is it going to be Shawal? Looks like it's going to be Shawal to bowl the last over. Or Malik Hasib. It is Hasib. Oh, Umar. Too many thoughts there. Looked like Shawal is going to bowl. Then Hasib taking off his cap. Umar, I think, asked Hasib that let him bowl. The final decision, Umar is going to bowl. And Hussain is on the non-striker's end. Aryan is facing Umar. Straight. Oh, that is a catch dropped again. It was above his head, but was catchable. Gets Hussain into the strike. Aryan 26. 3 runs required. Hussain trying to be cheeky there. 3 runs required from 4. Play percentage cricket and finish and get over the line. This one has been hit up in the air between the fielders. Scores are tied. Just 1 run required now. What a magnificent chase here by St. John's 1. It was always about the case of one of two, either Abhishek or Hussain Raza being the pivot in the fulcrum of the chase and others playing around them. Aryan has played a good hand. Full ball, that's victory for St. John's 1. Well played, Hussain, and well played, St. John's 1. Winning the match by 5 wickets. Hussain Raza not out 86. Aryan not out 26. 86 of 47. Great innings there. Great composure shown. That would taste sweet, that victory, because 179 is above par here. In the end, crossing the lines with 2 balls to spare. Here's the bowling figures for you. Kamal 1 for 33, Shawal 1 for 34, Khayyam Umar none for 25 and 2, Azmat Khan 1 for 31, and Arsalan 2 for 24, went for a few. Malik Hasib was not the last bowler. That was Umar Khayyam who was bowling the last over. The scorers getting it wrong. 1 for 29 follow wickets, 2 for 31. Then there was a partnership between Abhishek and Hussain, with Abhishek finishing at score at 83, 4 for 134, 5 for 134, and then Aryan and Hussain finishing the job for St. John's. The match summary here. The news in the centre is that St. John's has won the match by 5 wickets. A brilliant chase. As the standing as of now, St. John's is on second position, Kings 2 on first, Kings 1 on second so far, CCA not too far away. Interesting points table. The player of the match, none other than Hussain Raza. With that, we take you back to the studios. We shall see you again tomorrow for another game. Till then, it's goodbye from me and Anand from 22 Yards Network team. Cheerios.